Hello, my name is Dr. Justin Coulson, and I'm excited to share with you a few toddler tips for Toddler Week of Celebrations at BackChat. One of the most common things that parents come to me about is toddlers being, tantruming and having a terribly hard time. Number one, why do they do this? And number two, what do we do about it? So let me share with you a couple of reasons why this is happening. And you'll note, by the way, that terrible twos are pretty challenging. But if you're dealing with toddlers, you know that 3 is the new 2. 3 gets so much harder than 2 for some reason. And sometimes even 4 can be a little challenging as kids are still learning to regulate their emotions. So why is it that toddlers have these tantrums? In some cases, they may even have a genuine meltdown. What's going on here? There's a couple of things that are probably worth mentioning. The first is that children, up until about the age of 7 or 8, really don't have particularly good emotional regulation. They just don't know how to regulate their emotions. And as a result of that, their emotions get really big and really scary. And accompanying that, their behavior, therefore, kind of gets out of control. They can't regulate emotions or behavior. Secondly, around about the age of 2 or 3, while children are learning to talk, their access to this side of their brain here, where their language is, this left-hand side of their brain, a couple of spots called Wernicke's and Broca's areas of the brain, that's where language all happens. And these parts of the brain are still developing. They're not particularly well developed, certainly not mature at all. So when a child gets really emotional, they can't find their words. And when a parent says, use your words, that just freaks them out more because they can't find their words, and that makes them even more emotional and they think that there's something the matter with them. So they're lacking emotional and behavioral control. They don't have words. They just don't have the language capability at this age. And even if they do, the emotions often override it. The third really important thing is that toddlers have not yet developed, nor have preschoolers, something that psychologists call theory of mind. Now, theory of mind is a technical term for I get what you're thinking. And they just don't get what we're thinking. They're completely egocentric. They have no concept of what we're thinking. It's kind of like, when you've got your toddler or preschooler and they're on the phone to grandma and they're saying, Grandma, look at what I did at preschool today. And they want to show something that they can see. And obviously grandma's on the phone. Grandma can't see anything. But they don't understand that. They think that if I can see it, the rest of the world can see it too. Theory of mind is when they can say, Grandma, I did this at school. We're on the phone. You can't see it, but when I see you, I'll show it to you. They can actually recognize that people are seeing the world differently. That's theory of mind. And they don't have it. It doesn't usually develop until around 4.5, 5, maybe even 5.5. So with those 3 things in mind, it's important to bear in mind that the way we respond to toddler tantrums needs to be developmentally appropriate. The best thing to do is to recognize, wow, you're having a really big emotion. This is an opportunity for us to connect and for me to guide you and coach you through this emotion, through this challenging time. When we get mad at them, when we say, would you just calm down? You know what happens to their emotions? Their emotions go that way. They go straight up. When we say, would you just calm down, it makes things worse. Things are less calm, not more calm. The better thing to do is to say, wow, you're feeling this emotion. You might label it, give it a name, and see this as an opportunity for you to be close to them. If they push you away and say, no, leave me alone, or if they just scream and punch and kick, which any self-respecting angry toddler usually will do, this is where you say, I really want you to be with me. I want to help you. I want to hug you. And if they fight against you, respect that. Let them know that that's fine. That's what they've chosen. But as soon as they want a hug, you're ready to give them a hug. You might step away for a few moments, maybe 10 or 15 seconds, and then offer them a hug again. Within a minute or so, they're going to ask for a hug. They'll be calm. They'll regulate their emotions, and you'll be able to work things through with them. I hope that's helpful. There's a couple of bits and pieces that should help you as you deal with toddler challenges and difficulties. If you find this helpful, I'm looking forward to spending some time with Olwen and you at Bray Park at Genesis Christian College on July 21. We're going to be talking about all things raising families, making kids happy, and more than that, making kids whole and balanced. I'll look forward to seeing you then. Enjoy the Toddler Week of Celebrations with BackChat.